This is the Part 2 analysis of the GHD Sit-Up, Torque and Power Concepts by Caitlin Ireland, Taylor Huffman, and Sam Carnier. Here's the exercise, the GHD Sit-Up, or Glute Hamstring Developer Sit-Up. And here's it performed a little bit slower. The first concept we'll discuss is torque. Torque is a measure of how much force is acting on an object, causing it to rotate. In the GHD sit-up, the trunk rotates about the pivot point or fulcrum of the hips. Moment arm is the distance from the hips to the most distant point of the trunk and upper extremity. Torque is equal to force times the length of the moment arm. When an individual's arms are extended, the moment arm is longer than when they are not. When the arms are extended, the radius of gyration, describing the distribution of the torso's mass relative to the fulcrum, is greater. More torque is required to move a longer moment arm. If the movement is done incorrectly and the lumbar spine extends, a new fulcrum is created in the low back, and more torque occurs at that location. This may increase the risk of injury in the lower back. The next concepts are work, power, and energy. Work is equal to force times displacement. It is done in the up phase over the angular distance in degrees or radians that the torso travels. The further the torso travels, the more work is done. Performing the GHD sit-up from start 1, pictured above, would produce more work than performing it from start 2. Power is related to how fast force is produced. Power equals force times velocity. The faster the up portion of this movement, the more power the body is producing. A faster down phase means more power must be resisted by the core. If done incorrectly, this can be absorbed in the lumbar spine. Energy is divided into kinetic energy, or that associated with an object's movement, or potential energy, energy associated with its position. Here is the position with the greatest potential energy because the distance from the ground is the highest. During the downward phase, kinetic energy is gained while potential energy is lost. This is the position with the greatest kinetic energy. In the upward phase, kinetic energy is lost as potential energy is gained. The last concept, number 3, is collisions. If this movement is performed correctly, no collisions should occur. If performed incorrectly, and for example, the feet moved down from then up to their pad, energy could potentially be lost. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching our presentation by Sam Carnier, Taylor Huffman, and Kate Ireland.